This story about WeWork has been so captivating for everybody, not just on Wall Street, but across America, because people just know the company. What exactly is it now that bears kind of like the reporting that the Times has done about whether or not we are seeing the business take a decline, and how is Masayoshi feeling about it?
What we've discovered is that you're right. WeWork is a story that has captivated not only the investor community, but Main Street, because so many of us have either done work in a WeWork. It is a household name. And that is actually to Adam Neumann's credit. The fact that he has taken real estate and turned co-working space into a brand suggests that he was doing something right at WeWork. The challenge really has been, and what our story reveals, is that the infusion of cash and the infusion of confidence that Masayoshi brought to this company, instead of it being the kind of thing that you would think should be celebrated, in fact created chaos at the company. This infusion of cash suddenly kind of made Adam Neumann feel like he was invincible, that he was a Superman, but that he also felt this pressure to spend the money and to live up to a very lofty expectation set by Masayoshi. When they met, Masayoshi said that the last person who made him feel the way that Adam felt was Alibaba's Jack Ma.
I mean, that's a big comparison to make. I mean, and to compare in some ways Adam Neumann to Jack Ma. Masayoshi is not a novice investor. Masayoshi has had a lot of experience with a lot of different bubble, crash, boom type environments. What is it that maybe he got wrong this time about that big relationship between Softbank and WeWork?
I think part of it was the haste with which this relationship was forged. As we point out in the story and others have reported, they spent about half an hour together before Masayoshi essentially committed to invest in the company. That's not a lot of due diligence. I think he was operating very much on gut, which has served Masa well in some cases in the past, but as we know from Masa's somewhat checkered record as an investor, has not always worked for him. And so this was a case where I think he operated on gut. As many people who've spent time with Adam know, he can be very charismatic, he can be very persuasive. I think Masa was riding high, Adam was riding high, and there was this symbiotic relationship that the two men felt with each other that ultimately unraveled.
The new CEO, whoever that person ultimately really ends up becoming, what is the challenge that faces WeWork and its chief executive in the next year to two?
I think there's a couple of things. One is that in spite of the strong brand that WeWork has built, there's a lot of competition in the market. There is probably some reputational damage to the brand as a result of this sort of sense that it's been this free spending, freewheeling company. And so part of it will just be sort of shoring up the reputation and making sure that WeWork can compete in this space that, you know, it helped create. I don't think co-working is going away. But more companies have rushed in to fill that void. So there's a little bit of that. The other is, you know, shoring up the finances. As the company reported a more than $1 billion loss for its last quarter, there's a lot of hard work that's going to have to be done.